All right, get ready for this deep dive, you guys. This one is pretty
Oh,
fascinating.
I know, right?
And they're talking about this whole idea of a monitoring spirit.
Yeah, and it's not just like a straight tarot card reading.
Right.
They're using coffee grounds and
Okay.
tarot cards and kind of like general advice all mixed into
It's
one.
like a little bit of everything.
Yeah, like a custom blend of insight.
Okay, so let's start with the coffee grounds.
Yes.
What is this reading trying to tell us?
So the coffee grounds are showing like a separation.
Mm.
It talks about three different people, each choosing their own path. And,
Yeah.
that could be anything, right? It could be a family, friends.
Well, maybe even a love triangle.
Yeah, exactly. Could
Yeah.
be anything like that.
Okay.
But what's interesting is that the reader is saying that you, the listener, chose the path that leads to like happiness and freedom.
So that's a good thing, right?
Yeah.
You're on the right track.
Even if it wasn't like the easiest path.
So maybe it was a little bit more difficult, but it's going to get you where you want to be.
Right, exactly. And it's going to get you there faster
Mm.
and like more joy along the way.
Like a scenic route
Yeah,
instead of just taking the highway. You
exactly.
get to enjoy the journey. It's like that whole idea of delayed gratification.
Right, exactly. That we see play out so much in life.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you have to wait for the good stuff. You got to be patient,
You
put
do.
in the work. Makes me think about, you know, those moments in life where you have a choice to make and there's like one option that seems easier or maybe more tempting.
Yeah.
But, deep down, that other path is the right one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, have you ever had to make a decision like that?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Where you have to listen to that inner voice
Uh,
and choose the path that aligns with your values, even if it feels harder.
it's not always easy to do the right thing, but
No.
it's usually worth it in the end. Okay, so we've got this idea of these different paths.
Yeah.
The listener's chosen a good one, even if it's a little bit more challenging.
Great.
But here's where things get kind of interesting.
Yeah, this is where it gets juicy.
Yeah.
So the reading goes on to suggest that all three of these paths, they all actually lead to the same destination ultimately.
Okay.
But your path, the one that you've chosen,
Yeah.
it promises like a faster and happier journey.
You found the shortcut.
Exactly.
Right.
But then
Uh-oh. Here comes the twist.
enter the monitoring spirit.
Okay. What is a monitoring spirit?
So it's basically someone from your past,
Mm.
someone you've intentionally distanced yourself from,
Mm-hmm.
but they're still like fixated on you, watching your every move.
Okay. So like that ex who keeps checking your Instagram,
Yes.
even though you blocked them on everything else.
Exactly.
They're
Exactly.
still lurking.
Still lurking. Okay. And they even suggest that this person might be someone you welcomed into your home at one point.
Ooh, so this is somebody you were close to.
Yeah.
This is somebody you trusted. It's kind of creepy when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like that feeling of being watched.
It is.
Have you ever felt that?
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a primal fear almost.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that whole concept of the evil eye,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
found in so many cultures.
Yeah.
This belief that some people can like cast a negative influence on others.
Just through their thoughts.
Yeah, their thoughts, or even just by looking at them.
Ooh, spooky.
It is. It's like some ancient beliefs still have power even now.
Yeah. So, but this video isn't just trying to scare us, right?
No, no, no.
They're giving us advice on how to deal with this.
Right, they are. Like how to protect yourself from this monitoring spirit.
Okay. So what do they say?
Well, they give some pretty specific tips. Some of them are quite practical, like limiting what you share on social media.
Yeah, that makes sense. Don't give them anything to work with.
Right. Especially about your achievements or future plans.
Why give them more fuel
Mhm.
for their obsession?
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
So it's like minimizing your digital footprint
Yeah,
so they can't track you.
exactly. But they also get into some more kind of esoteric stuff.
Oh, I like that stuff.
Yeah, like they suggest being cautious about accepting gifts or food from this person.
Hmm.
Like that old superstition about not taking things from fairies.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. It plays into that whole fear of ingesting something that's carrying bad energy.
It's almost like they're trying to like curse you or something, right?
Mhm.
But even if you don't believe in all of that, it still speaks to the importance of boundaries.
Definitely.
Like this is my space, my energy. You can't have it.
Absolutely. And I think that's a really important takeaway, right? Whether we're talking about literal spirits
Hmm.
or just difficult people in our lives. Healthy boundaries, that's key for protecting your own well-being.
It's all about protecting yourself.
Like building a little shield around your energy.
Right. And speaking of protection,
Yeah.
tell me about this friendly ghost. You mentioned that before.
Oh, yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Okay. So they're describing this as like a guardian spirit that's protecting your home specifically
Right. Right.
from negative energy. And they talk about the importance of like cleansing rituals to keep this good energy flowing.
So like smudging your house
Yeah.
with sage or Palo Santo.
Exactly.
A
Exactly.
lot of people do that.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Uh-huh.
To clear out the energy.
And it's not just about the physical cleaning, it's also about the intention behind it, right?
Right.
Like consciously creating a space that feels safe and welcoming and energetically aligned. Do you have any like personal rituals you do for that?
I do. I really love crystals. I like to have crystals around.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of plants.
Oh, nice.
So I feel like those things really help me feel more grounded
Mhm.
and connected. But we're getting off track a little bit.
We are.
What about this monitoring spirit?
Yeah.
How do you know if they're actually messing with your energy?
So they do give some signs and symptoms you might experience
Right.
if this spirit is trying to like influence you.
Like what? Give me the spooky details.
So they mention things like feeling drained,
Okay.
headaches, stomach aches,
Mhm.
especially after like interacting with this person, even if it's just online.
Okay.
It's like they're siphoning your energy even from afar.
So even if you're not totally buying into this whole spirit thing,
Right.
it's still possible that just like difficult relationships and negative energy could cause you to have actual physical symptoms.
Yeah, absolutely. Stress and anxiety can
Yeah.
really manifest in our physical bodies.
Yeah, for sure. It's important to pay attention to that stuff.
Yeah. And if you consistently feel unwell around a certain person, it might be a sign that you need to create some distance.
Your body's giving you a warning, basically.
Yeah. It is. It is. Like, hey, back away slowly.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So they also say that this monitoring spirit, even though they might be annoying,
Mm-hmm.
they're ultimately powerless.
Okay.
They might try to like sabotage you or whatever,
Mm.
but they can't actually stop your progress.
So you're still in control.
You are. You are.
That's good to know.
Yeah. It's empowering. Like you can lurk in the shadows, but you can't dim my shine.
That's right. All right, so we've got coffee grounds. We've got a friendly ghost.
Mm-hmm.
What are the tarot cards? What do those have to say?
Oh, good question. So they pull one card to represent this whole situation,
Mm-hmm.
the King of Swords.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a powerful card.
It is. It is. It's got that like sharp energy.
It does. Like intellectual, but maybe a little bit intimidating.
Exactly. And it's often associated with like a figure of authority,
Mhm.
intellect, even sometimes ruthlessness, like a real go-getter almost.
So how does this card connect to the monitoring spirit?
Well, they suggest that the King of Swords could actually represent the monitoring spirit.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, especially because they mention that they have more masculine energy, remember?
Right. But we're not necessarily talking about gender here.
No,
It's more of an energy.
It's an energy. It's
Yeah,
like assertive, take charge qualities.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But here's where it gets really cool.
Okay, lay it on me.
They suggest that you, the listener, are mirroring the monitoring spirit's energy.
You're fighting fire with fire.
In a way, yeah.
Okay.
You're taking back that King of Swords energy,
Yeah.
but using it for good.
Ooh, I like that.
You're setting boundaries, you're taking control,
Hmm.
and defending what's important to you.
So it's like, I see your tactics, but I'm not letting you win.
Exactly.
I'm using them right back at you.
Yeah. And that ties in so well with choosing that path of freedom and happiness, right?
It does, yeah.
You're not letting this negativity hold you back.
You're rising above it.
You're rising above it.
You're coming out on top.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay, so despite this potentially negative figure,
Yeah.
the overall message is still pretty positive.
It is. It is.
You're on the right path. You're powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can stop you.
Exactly. And they reinforce this with the rest of the reading. It's
Okay.
like focus on logic,
Mm-hmm.
upcoming successes, maybe a fulfilling career.
Okay.
They even mention financial security, like early retirement.
Ooh, now that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
So we've got coffee grounds hinting at a journey to happiness, a friendly ghost guarding the home front,
Mm-hmm.
and a powerful King of Swords symbolizing the listener's own strength and resilience.
That's right.
That's pretty cool.
Oh.
That's a pretty positive message overall,
Yeah, it is. It is.
even with all the monitoring spirit stuff.
Right. But they don't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
Yeah. They give even more advice and
Right.
insights about dealing with the tough emotions that can come up. When you're dealing with this kind of negative energy, they acknowledge that dealing with this kind of energy, even if it's just metaphorically, it can be pretty draining.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? It's like you've
Yeah.
got this like low-level hum of anxiety going on in the background all the time,
Right.
just kind of nagging at you.
Yeah. It's not a comfortable feeling.
So how do we deal with those feelings? What does the video say?
So it encourages the listener to lean into those protective practices we were talking about earlier.
Mhm.
Limiting social media, being careful who you share things with, creating that safe and cleansed environment at home,
Okay, so it's about kind of like,
building a fortress
yeah, building a
that spreads
fortress
good vibes.
around yourself, right?
Yeah.
Keeping all that bad stuff out.
Exactly. And it's not just about like the external protection.
Yeah.
It's also about cultivating your inner strength.
I think that's so important.
It is.
It's one thing to like take those practical steps and protect yourself, but like how do you build up your own internal defenses?
Right, like strengthen your energetic immune system almost.
Yes, exactly. Like how do you do that?
So they talk about self-care practices, things like meditation,
Okay,
spending time in nature, doing things that bring you joy.
it's like filling up your cup with so much good energy that there's no room for the bad stuff.
I love that. It's such a good analogy.
It's not about pretending the negative doesn't exist.
Right, right.
It's about like acknowledging it and then choosing to focus on the good.
Yeah, and that's really powerful.
It's like taking back your power,
Yeah.
right? Creating a reality that supports you.
Yeah, beautifully said. It's all about that, taking control.
So like if somebody's feeling like they're dealing with a monitoring spirit or, just struggling with negativity in general,
Yeah.
what's the biggest takeaway from all this?
I think the main message is that you're not powerless in these situations.
Okay.
You have a choice in how you respond, You can let it drain you, or you can use it as fuel to grow.
You can turn it around and use it to your advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you might be trying to throw shade,
Yeah.
but I'm going to use it to grow a beautiful garden.
I love that. So even though it feels like this energy's like hanging around right now,
Yeah.
it's not permanent, right?
Exactly. They say that this monitoring spirit will eventually move on,
Okay.
They'll find somebody else to bother.
I'll get bored.
And you'll be free.
So it's like a storm
Uh-huh.
that eventually passes.
Right. Exactly.
And you come out stronger on the other side.
Stronger than ever.
I like that a lot.
That's a good message.
This has been such an interesting deep dive, I have to say.
It has.
We've gone over so much.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of ground.
Signs of a monitoring spirit, tips for protecting yourself, even like the potential for personal growth that can come from all of this.
And the importance of trusting your intuition,
I know. Yeah, always listen to your gut, right?
Absolutely.
Choose the path that makes you happy.
Yeah.
I just find it fascinating how this whole thing started with this kind of spooky idea,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like a monitoring spirit watching you.
It is a little creepy.
But it ends with this like really empowering message.
Yeah, it's true.
It's all about recognizing your own power.
Yeah. And creating a life that you love.
Well said.
Thank you.
Well, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Okay.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
It's been great talking about all this with you.
It has.
And we'll see you guys next time for another deep dive into the unknown.
Until then, take care of your energy.
And remember, you have the power to create a life that you truly love.